The idea Joe's talking about both of them becoming submissive and they're just both going, ooh, ooh, ooh. And no one has any action because they're both submissive.
They're just both doing this.
Yeah.
Oh, 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 oh.
In Diddy news.
Here we go.
It's the diddler.
There is a person who is suing him. So everything that we're going to speak of right now is alleged. Okay? Don't say this is fact or anything like that, but we do here bring the good news. So, the lawsuit claims that Diddy used a TV remote to a woman as payback for her telling him she believed he had something to do with Tupac Shakur's murder, according to this
So he
lawsuit.
did that as a punishment? I thought that would be a reward.
Oh my.
So he did this?
Yep, that's fine.
Is that what you're saying?
So the Bad Boy founder is being sued by a woman named Ashley Parham, who claims Diddy SA'd her in a gang style.
Dude,
I'm trying to not read the.
it's kind of not going well.
Hey, SA'd her in a GB style
Game Boy.
after she
With the-
dissed him on a FaceTime.
He tried to treat her like she was a Roku.
You mean like the one where you watch content?
Yeah, because he used the remote on her.
Okay.
The Roku remote. Yeah.
Very abstract, Joe. I like it. According to the lawsuit, Parham met a friend of Diddy's at a bar in February 2018, and he called Diddy on FaceTime. But Parham says she wasn't impressed by the man's famous friend, telling Diddy to his face she thought he played a part in Pac's death.
That's kind of annoying thing to happen.
That is out of nowhere.
Definitely.
It's like you killed Tupac. It's like shut up, dude. You fucking conspiracy theorist.
If you're being accused of a crime, it's probably not good to respond with a crime.
That's true. He goes, you think I committed a crime? Well, I'll show you by committing a crime on you.
I'll show you crime.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool. Kind of like, I'll show you a crime. But not that part. Yeah, go ahead.
No.
So Parham claims Diddy told her she would pay for her Tupac comment and overall dismissal of him, and she says 1 month later, Diddy's friend set her up for Diddy to her, right? So in her suit, Parham says the man that she met at the bar invited her over to his Orinda, California home, and when she was there, Diddy showed up and told her she thought she would never see him in person. She says Diddy held the knife to the side of her face and told her he would give her a Glasgow smile in retaliation for her Tupac comments. Parham claims Diddy's top consultant, Christina Coram, was there too, and KK told Diddy not to cut Parham's face because they could sell her to potential clients for sex.
That sounds in line with the Diddy accusations already.
Parham claims KK then threatened to ship her off anywhere in the world, never to see her family again. In the docs, Parham claims Diddy took off her clothes, removed the knife from her face, and then got a bottle of liquid from a large fanny pack and covered her body in a liquid substance. Now, baby oil! Now the claims on this baby oil is that it wasn't baby oil, right? Everybody's saying that it's like laced with some crazy drugs that basically make you incoherent and like submissive. Yeah. And it's just through the epidermis, it'll just affect you like that. So that's the claim.
It's like that thing when they go like this in the movies and you go,
Yep.
but made in gel baby oil form.
Yes, yes.
So it's like lube, but also a sedative.
Yes, give us one more what it's like.
Well, what I'm wondering is if this is on the person and then you're gonna do some naughty to them, don't you get sleepy too?
Maybe you're using a glove.
I bet they worked out the kinks already.
Yeah,
It seems like
They're not doing Nuru massage.
It seems like these guys are pros at
They're
this.
putting it on themselves to put on them.
No, because you're gonna eventually get it on your skin too if you're touching them.
It might
And then you
dry,
fall asleep.
It might dry out.
Yeah, mine like a 5 to 10 second like.
But you said it doesn't make them fall asleep, right? It's-
No, just incoherent and submissive, right? Yeah. She said
And you
Diddy
become
and KK
submissive.
tried to insert something into her.
Oh,
Yeah.
I could say that.
We don't have to do sound effects anymore, right?
The idea Joe's
it-
talking about both of them becoming submissive and they're just both going, ooh, ooh, ooh. And no one has any action because they're both submissive.
they're just both doing this. Oh, 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 oh.
I just pictured Diddy with a fat fanny pack going, "It's Diddy time." And he pulls out a fucking bottle and he pours all this liquid and shit.
Hey, it could be, man.
It's like, what the
Any allegation that's made towards him
That's
at this time
crazy.
is gonna be considered because
Seems
it's all,
consistent.
yeah.
I know.
You know what Kanye said about Diddy anyways, right?
He said a fucking fad.
You a fed.
Fucking fad.
So,
Like a rat?
no. He worked with the Fed.
Yeah,
I
like a
mean-
rat. Like a rat. Yeah, like a
Probably like a rat.
like an informant. Yeah.
But it wouldn't be an informant because he
What do you
smoked Tupac.
He said he made a deal. That's what he's claiming.
Yeah, who knows, man? Who knows the nuances behind all of these things?
Well, you know, a lot of informants, they become big time gangsters because they're untouchable.
Yeah.
Like Whitey Bulger for the Irish mob. Motherfucking serial killer. But everyone was like, that's because the feds were protecting him because he kept feeding information, taking down the Italian mob, all this stuff. But then he would kill with confidence because he's like, oh, I'm untouchable. The feds have my back.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like that through history. But then don't they always get murked in the end somehow?
Yeah,
It never works out well.
I think that's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, they got popped.
Yeah.
They go to jail.
So she says they tried to insert something into her vagine, and then that they refer to it as an IUD, but it malfunctioned. And then Diddy picked up a TV remote and violently inserted it in there, using the remote to violently.
Oh, okay. I don't think that's a good game anymore.
Parham claims Diddy told her that her life was in his hands and that he could take her and she would never be seen again. And then he later violently did the thing to her, but from the backside, and instructed two other men to do the same, which she says they did. She also claims another man with Diddy did it to the front side.
Oh, that
After
poor
the
remote.
alleged gangbang style, Parham
That remote
claims-
got shit and piss all over it. That's so bad. Can you imagine the next person?
No,
that does it?
no. The remote was just there, and then afterwards they put their penis.
No, oh, okay. I thought they were just putting the remote all up in her butt and everything. And then later someone wants to come and watch like Married with Children. They're gonna pick up the remote. They're like, why the fuck does this shit smell so bad?
Yeah, they're gonna be like this.
Yeah.
Something's off.
Right? They're like, hey, who stuck this shit up their butt, dude?
For that to be the concern in the room is really funny.
That's crazy.
After though, like they're not gonna know what happened. They just see,
after,
they
of
just
course.
see, you know, everyone's gone. There's a remote on the floor, you know, and then they're just like, oh, okay, and then
Everyone's just gone.
yeah.
So after the gangbang, Parham claims Diddy and his buddies left her limp body inside the home as they went in the backyard to smoke weed and cigarettes. She says when she finally regained her bodily function, she grabbed a knife and an oversized shirt and tried to leave, but had to get past Diddy to reach the exit. She says she confronted Diddy, who says he was surprised to see her walking because he had given her enough drugs to take out a horse.
Dang.
Parham claims Diddy told her he hadn't had any ass that tight in a while and offered her money and told her to say everything was consensual. Parham says she refused and threatened to go to the cops, with Diddy telling her no one would believe her and if she told anyone he would harm her family. She says one of his associates showed her a phone that appeared to be a live streaming video from outside her sister's house.
Fuck, dude.
In the suit, Parham claims Diddy even called his mom, Janice Combs, in an effort to convince her not to report the blah blah. And she says Diddy's mother yelled at her to not hurt her son and brushed off Parham's claims that Diddy did that to her.
Wow.
Parham claims Diddy told her he'd gotten away with bigger crimes and again referred to Tupac. She says the Tupac comment pissed off one of the men who was with him, who drew a gun and later fired a shot that sent him running. She says then she then chased after Diddy with the knife, caught up to him, and was about to stab him when he started pleading for his life. She says she had a moment of clarity and ran for the exit, but Diddy chased her down and she wielded the blade at him, grazing his abdomen. In the docks, Parham claims she escaped to the street and yelled for neighbors to call the cops. She then heard Diddy's SUV speeding away from the home. She claims she claims a sheriff from Costa County Sheriff's Department responded and she told him she had been violently gangbanged by Diddy and others, but she doesn't believe they investigated her claims.
All it would have
Oh,
took.
there's a police report of that, huh?
Yeah, but if she showed them the remote, they would have seen it.
Their DNA out that remote.
Yep.
Maybe they took it with them.
Do you think maybe the
Sell it.
police were paid off?
Don't they?
Could be.
Could
Yeah,
be,
that's-
you know what I mean? Because
That's some
the other
Fed
thing,
sounding
too.
shit.
100%.
It does sound like
Especially for him to be so confident about her going to the police anyways.
Because the way he rolled, it seemed like he knew he wasn't ever going to get caught. And he had a system to, like, you know, extort these people or threaten them.
And when you make a claim like that, why wouldn't the cops follow through?
Because you know the whole like thing where this ain't my culture, so I'm not gonna speak that deep on it, but you do hear a lot of like black people talk about no matter how well they're doing in life, cops are always gonna have it in for them. So the only time you can think of a guy being that confident they won't is if he's in
Right.
some sort of cooperation.
Yeah, because you're like paying them off. That's why you don't feel.
Because you could be like, you know, a famous rapper and they'll still fuck with you.
Yeah.
Like they'll still mess your shit up. You could be like a famous lawyer if you're black and they'll still like target.
That's probably why Kanye called him a Fed, because he's like, well, you're working with the feds. So if you were working with the feds, wouldn't you feel like, oh, local cops can't do shit?
But there is a thing too, like in really rich neighborhoods, they have their own district police.
Yeah.
Like they got a basically a liaison, so that's who's gonna respond. Maybe he's just in connection with that guy, and not the whole like.
Right, and that guy doesn't take it to the next.
Because they have that in Beverly Hills, they have that in Hollywood Hills. It's just the same dude comes by. He goes, "Is everything okay?" Like he's there to make sure the residents are happy. And if the residents are like, "It wasn't us, this crazy lady," then they'll take the side of the
I
residents.
mean, she claims that it was the sheriff from the Contra Costa County Sheriff's Department that responded.
Where did this
She also
happen?
said she reported the incident to Walnut Creek Police and the Orinda Police Department, but was told no law enforcement agency had opened an active investigation into any of her.
That sounds
That's
crazy.
crazy.
How did they not like do
Insanity.
anything about it?
But that's
They're not-
common though
it's
too, isn't it? Like
inside.
girls who get, you know,
Yeah, 100%.
they just don't. Yeah, nothing happens where they just go to the police and.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then rich neighborhoods don't like even the reports having to like they don't like the first phase of this. So they're gonna find out like what's going on, right? At least that's what from my experience. I don't.
So you think he's a Fed?
I don't
Or
know.
you
If, I
think
wouldn't
all the
say. I don't even
ingredients
know
are
how to.
leading to that suspicion?
I don't know how far it goes, but I don't think he's an average black dude.
Like isn't he so connected that he had the guy that's being in trouble right now with the city, the mayor of New York, and like all those guys.
Oh, Eric Adams, yeah.
Like,
Bribes.
yeah, he had all that. Yeah.
Because then it's like it almost challenges that idea that they always talk about how like, oh, it doesn't matter how high you get in the ladder, they'll still pull you down. It's
Yeah.
like he doesn't talk like a guy
No,
that has that problem.
he never did.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like in line with the experience, at least.
Out of all the terrible and wrong and weird that happens in that story, one of the weirdest things is the idea of him calling his mom to plead with the chick to not report it.
That is weird. Yeah, like he was.
Doesn't that seem?
It sounds so specific. It's
Maybe the whole time.
Why does he even care at that point? That if he knows the cops won't do nothing, why does he even need his
Yeah,
mom
that's
to
weird,
talk about
right?
it? Yeah.
Just to confirm. Like, make sure.
But also,
Unless there's some sort of like relationship between her and his mom that we just don't know about. Like there's some sort of incentive there.
I wonder if Diddy has a scar on his stomach. Though.
Yeah, that part.
On
But
the
he did
abdomen?
say
it
that-
said grazed.
she was one of the tightest asses he's ever had before.
It did say that, yeah.
So
That's wild, bro.